let's talk anime. Hello and welcome back to the Reckless Amoeba podcast, all about anime, starring myself, Rhiannon Horvath, and with me I have...
I'm Mother Brendan, yes, hello, also known as Draga.
And I am Andrew, also known as Draga.
Pretty sure it's Frederick McFredgerson.
Yeah, I'm also known as that too, but I've just Draga as well. I got a lot of names. You don't know me.
Just stealing my names here, man. It's not cool.
Look, I'm the name guy. You're the guy with the name that's the same as the other guy's name.
Hey, look, I've tried to force him to change his name. He just refuses.
Yeah, that's rude of him.
I know.
I agree
But
with
I'm
that.
older. I have Brandon superiority here.
I don't see what age has to do
Look,
with it.
Exactly. I don't get it.
It's more about who's more of a Brandon.
I feel like that's me.
Yeah, because come on, Brandon, that's such a sniveling, like, just wormy name. Like, you know that a Brandon doesn't get much sunlight. You can bet $1.
I just refuse to go outside a lot.
You know, you're insulting two people here. You're insulting two people here by saying that.
I'm
insulting? No. He's hitting the nail on the head pretty well. I completely agree with this.
You know, because it's like...
Oh...
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just, technically, bad doesn't exist. Things just are what they are. And we all...
I mean, come on, artists don't go outside. That's terrible. The light ruins your eyes.
Should we go back to the corner?
Yes, what are you doing out of the corner anyway? Get back in there.
Right. Hey, I've been standing there for close to a week.
Look, you can come out for a half hour. If you do any better this time, maybe you won't have to go back.
This is delved into...
Andrew, same goes for you.
This is like...
Actually, you know what? No, you were fine. You only went there out of your own disappointment.
Weird fetish territory here right now.
Why, we're not grabbing straps and ball gags yet?
We aren't?
And guitars?
No, not yet. Why do you have them in your hand?
I figured we were getting there. I'm sorry. My bad.
No, not quite yet. Sorry.
I try to think ahead. I try to stay
Don't
one
worry,
step.
You're thinking ahead, but you're thinking just a bit too far. Don't worry, we'll get there. That'll happen one of these weeks.
And are you sure with the type of humor we're dishing out, kids will want to listen to our podcast?
I mean,
well, hey, look, it doesn't really matter. All right, they're gonna find it. They're gonna watch it.
The kids these days have the internet. They're gonna...
They know what shit is.
Yep. They know things. Horrible things.
Hi, parents who may be listening.
They may or may not be listening. Look, if you're like 5 years old, you really shouldn't be listening to this. But hey, if your parents don't care, your parents don't care.
Hi there, podcast that's raising my child.
Like that happens a lot.
We're going to teach them the meaning of life.
Yeah.
And the facts of life. And the secret of life.
Please tell me you're not going to start singing the Facts of Life theme song.
I don't know.
And the secret of mana.
That's a
terrible old game reference.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
People already know the secret of mana. It powers your spells.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's what the secret of mana is.
It powers your spells, or if you're playing Hearthstone, it's, the cost of whatever you're going to play, whatever card it is.
Do you know mana is actually short for mayonnaise?
Oh god, you're going to make me hurl. Andrew, you make me hurl, you're going back in the corner.
And I actually found out that The Secret of Evermore, which I thought was a Japanese game for the longest time, was an American reworking of Legend of Mana. Secret of Mana, sorry.
Legend, Secret, West.
Yeah, there was actually Legend of Mana, I believe.
The Legend of
one of the
sequels. Sounds familiar, so you might be correct.
Yeah.
Might be.
Yeah, but I haven't played all that much in the Mana line.
I don't think anyone has.
That sounded gay.
Oh. Wah wah. Hey, speaking about mana, magical spells. And that leads right into what we're going to be talking about for today's anime discussion.
Oh boy, I'm excited. I really want to do this. This is going to be great.
Yeah, and I tried to keep myself as blind as I could on this by only watching the first episode.
Okay.
Oh god, will this be my cat soup?
No, this won't. Not yet. Wait, just wait. I know exactly what's going to be your cat soup.
Oh. Will it be one of
Dog
the
pudding?
Halloween episodes?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Yep, and just little point in advance, the last 2 weeks of October will be horror weeks, inspired by Halloween. So
Yay, horror week.
2 weeks.
Andrew, you're going to have to make sure your girlfriend's out of the house when that week comes around.
2 horror weeks.
Horror.
That's a weird way to pronounce whores, but okay.
No. I don't think he's saying whores as in plural. I think he's saying whore or something.
Oh,
what
no,
is the or?
It's horror.
H-O-R-R.
It's
O-R.
someone who, that's the verb text. It's like horror, like someone who whores. I think you mean pimp. Is that what you meant? Did you mean pimp?
Is it a pimp named Slipback? Please tell me it's a pimp named Slipback.
I did not know that reference.
Oh,
It's like a
I love the
Tribe Called
Boondocks.
Quest. You have to say the whole thing or it doesn't make any sense. Can't we just call you Slickback? No, it doesn't make any sense.
No, don't make any sense. It's a pimp named Slipback.
You know,
God.
as the guy who spouts hateful rhetoric towards the Japanese, I do have to stop you from any proceeding with any further black imitation voice. That is a no. Don't.
To be fair, I'm not 100% sure the voice actor's black.
And to be fair, I've never met you, so I don't know if you're not black.
I'm Asian.
Oh wait, you're into anime, right? Yeah, you're not.
Son of a bitch.
You are not black.
Wow, that's
No.
insulting. My potential guest is actually black.
Oh, well, there we go. Wow, he should, so it's like a secret thing for him, right?
Yeah, until you look at him.
Oh, is he like weeaboo? I don't know why I pronounce. Is there an A in there? Did I just make up the A in weeaboo?
No, you're correct. Although people spell it, differently depending on how they feel.
It's not a
Because
real
the word doesn't actually
so-
exist.
Right, we can. It's it's a very
Okay.
What?
Time to dive into today's main course.
Right. What is this thing that is turning him into like a 5-year-old thinking he's being creepy, but is actually just being like scary?
Just maniacal laughter everywhere.
Oh, yes, much maniacal laughter.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like
Which
like,
may or may not be related to a character.
so do you
Okay.
just like maniacally laugh when you're sexually aroused?
I mean, I don't have a sheep near me right now, so I'm just fine.
All right, you're not sexually aroused then. Moving
Okay.
on.
Exactly. I'm Welsh. I need a sheep near me if that's going to happen.
Okay.
The jokes of the races just keep going.
Look, I'm just mocking my own race, alright? It's cool.
Yeah, that's when it's okay. I'm Canadian, so man, I'm not even going to
Better
start.
just start.
'cause
You better just start chugging that freaking maple syrup, man.
And that's no lie, he is actually half Canadian.
half, the good half, the
The maple syrup half.
the top half.
Okay.
My genitals are American, and my
So that's
feet-
why your girlfriend keeps you.
Oh, you know those American genitals.
Okay.
Built Ford tough. I don't know.
Alright, so today's episode. Oh man, today's anime, I should say. Oof. We're pulling ourselves out of the past, putting ourselves in the much more recent present. And by present I mean a few months ago.
And by
Actually, the
past, yeah, you could also mean going back to the past, but not Samurai Jack.
We're not talking American cartoons here, we're talking anime.
Yeah, but it's more of the past from what I know. So,
Look, we're just pulling ourselves out of the
He's
past, all right?
gonna
Quit ruining
take
my
you
throne.
back to the
Or I'm going to shove you back
Sorry.
in the corner.
oh, not the corner.
All right,
Back in the timeout corner.
Enough with the corner, okay? Because it's creeping me out, and
Okay.
because
Look, Andrew, you haven't done anything to deserve it quite yet, so you're fine.
all right, I guess
Okay.
I should just speak about I have a corner fetish, so if we could not push this any further, or else my wit is going to deteriorate as I just turn into, that's
Okay.
We'll just start hearing horrible noises.
moving on.
Moving on,
Moving
yes.
on.
So today's anime is actually going to be called Yojo Senki, or as the translated version is called, The Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Oh.
Did you say
So-
evil?
Yes.
Okay. See, I wish
EVIL.
I wish you had said eagle. Eagle would have been way cooler.
I'm sorry, it's evil, as in every villain is lemons.
Is that a thing?
That is a SpongeBob reference, sir.
Oh. Eh.
There you go. See, you got it.
Okay.
So, Mr. Horvath already has a good idea of what this is about just because of his own, first episode in research, so he has a basic idea of the plot.
Yes, and that's about it.
So, Mr. Fredrickson, Andrew,
Fredericks.
Fredrickson, whatever.
The guy with
All
the
right.
spinner in his hand.
Exactly. What do you think this series is about?
Well,
You've
it's
already
about,
got a name and a title.
It's about someone who's evil.
And
Okay. I'm gonna say they're conquering something for revenge.
not quite.
Damn it!
There is a slight revenge element from what I understand.
There always is.
Not exactly. Not in this case. I wouldn't say revenge so much.
As much as it's
As much as it's just a hatred.
that can be
Not-
revenge.
It can be, but said person that's would be the target is impossible to get to.
That's mysterious.
Exactly. Don't worry, you'll find out soon enough. Start guessing.
Mhm.
So is it Jesus?
No.
Is it Buddha?
No.
Is it Charles Manson?
Also no.
All right, I give up. Who is it?
You were very close with Jesus. How about God?
Oh yeah, God, that guy.
Or being X.
Ah, he's that guy who used to help Speed out, right? When he was racing.
Don't worry, you'll see soon enough. Anyway, take your wild guesses at what the plot is.
I think you're thinking of Eraser X.
That's racist. Or racerist.
Take your wild
Racer
guesses,
X.
Andrew. What's the plot? Tell me. Tell me your guesses of the plot, sir.
I'm guessing. What's God's name again?
He is called God. In his own words, he calls himself God.
But
Or itself.
what's his special, cool, secret Japanese name?
Being X.
Bean X. See,
Bean.
I mean, literally, that's what the main character calls it. That's what Tanya calls it. But it refers to itself as God.
So I'm guessing Bean X is like a heroic, mysterious, flamboyant, selfless, sympathetic, and often brooding soldier of fortune, and his true identity is Rex Racer.
Completely wrong. This isn't Speed Racer. Nice try, though.
Ah,
You're
all right,
thinking of
that's-
Eraser X.
Okay, that's true. You told me that. I should have listened, and I didn't.
You did not. Continue.
Learning and moving on. So is there like his son, and is it serious?
It's very serious.
Super serious.
It's not a comedy.
Okay, so is there like a son and a passing down, or somebody dies, and how
There
much
is death.
how
Lots and
much-
lots of death.
Is it Death of Ladies?
Nah, a mixture.
Like, like love interests die and families
Nope.
die? No,
Nope.
just who dies?
A
A
lot,
lot
of people.
Ooh, hey.
Yeah, I don't think you fully understand yet that not all anime can be funny. Like, anime comes in all shapes and forms.
There are many genres,
They
just as there are music genres.
they are cartoons though, so I mean that means they're all for kids, right?
American cartoons play for the kiddies and for, childlike adults.
Yeah. This one
Anime touches everything. Anime
Yeah.
basically takes the genres of the movies and goes all over those.
Like fidget spinners.
Kind of the fidget spinners, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh god, the fidget spinner.
Oh, Bean X the fidget spinner.
Yeah, but this one is really, really serious, dark.
I wouldn't say it's dark, but it's not super dark.
Is it an
Like,
epic?
there's darker anime on our list right now, I'll say that.
Is it an
Okay.
epic or is it a very personal tale of redemption and betrayal and resurrection and shit?
Some points of those are correct.
Some resurrection,
Ooh.
but not in the way you're thinking.
Oh, most definitely not.
Oh. So no zombies.
No
No.
zombies, I'm sorry. If there were, we'd be playing Call of Duty right now.
So is there alright, so how what level of mystical goofiness is involved?
Mystical goofiness 0, mysticalness 10.
Yeah, I'd probably go with more of an 8 myself, but yeah.
So are they all like are there any dragon or spirits
No.
involved?
Nope.
So no
But
one
there
talks,
is magic.
but nobody talks to ghosts.
Quote unquote
No.
magic. I'm still not completely sold on it being magic, even though that's what the translation says.
Maybe it's dance magic.
Could be part of it.
Oh,
They are
thank you.
dancing in the sky at certain points.
Well, there you go. That's a
Or
thing.
dancing in a certain way.
Oh, I think I know what you mean.
No,
mean,
you
like,
really don't.
on their feet?
I don't
No.
mean in the way you're thinking.
No? Okay.
No,
You
I'm sorry.
You just don't understand.
He really doesn't. He is lost.
So,
Do you want me to just start diving into this and telling you, or do you want to try one more time?
well, so there's a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he's not a good guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he hurt some people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he hurts a lot of people, right?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now does he cancel the original Star Trek?
No. Well,
All right, what does he
actually,
do then? Hold on.
there are implications that might make that, happen.
I think I'm hanging up now.
And
You just
before
crossed
we
the
get-
line, sir. You just crossed the
And
line.
before we get into it, and this is going to spoil it for just a tiny, tiny bit, but okay, you guys know of Toho, right? Magical Girls. It's like a bullet hell game. Magical
Oh, yeah.
Girls.
I know.
But did you know of the half spin-off side story Seiho, which is like no magic but more science, like everybody's in mechs shooting down. So that's what this kind of seems to me. It seems kind of like a Seiho story.
But there's no max.
Yeah, but the fact that it's okay, small spoiler, like war magic.
War magic.
You
I feel like-
you want me to just dive in now, Andrew? At this
Yeah,
point,
let's just do it.
There's a
And
lot
you probably
better.
can't get farther away.
There's a lot better uses for magic than war, I feel like.
I don't know. This one seems pretty strong to me.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, if you have magic, why would you do war? Why not just,
Because the military needs men and they're willing to pay for it.
Ah,
And if if magicians are rare, they're very willing to pay.
I just feel like magic trumps money, but who knows? I mean, after
It
all,
could,
all those.
but it depends. If you bought magicians to defend you, then what are you gonna do? Magic does not win against money.
That's true. It's like all those doctors and scientists out there giving us vaccines and talking about global warming, and they're all just doing it for the money.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Alright, yes. So, Yojo Senki, or as the translated version is, the Saga of Tanya the Evil, this does not, as far as I'm aware, have an American dub or release yet.
But it is on Crunchyroll.
I was about to say, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm.
It started off as a series of light novels written by Carlos Zen in October of 2013, and in 2016, a manga adaptation started and is still currently ongoing. Also, from what I've seen, far behind on the anime. So this series is basically starts off is about an atheist businessman who was about to be murdered by a member of his personnel who he had recently fired.
Okay, now, when was this? Because I only saw episode 1.
Second episode.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay.
You get the entire backstory in the second episode. The first episode introduces you to the world and Tanya. The second episode introduces you to this guy.
This guy.
I do know about that, but I'm like, wait.
Now, as far as we're aware, this businessman is never named, at least in the 12 episodes that have been released so far.
Yeah, I couldn't find any name for him.
I don't think it's really important considering we focus on Tanya for the vast majority of the series.
Yes.
Plus, he's a businessman, so fuck him.
Also, for those that don't know, business and any kind of work in Japan sucks ass. You're working 7 days a week with barely any time for sleep.
We don't like Japan.
Wait, what's that word kuroshi? Like death by overworking?
That's essentially what you got. Also, their suicide hotlines don't help. Because people are constantly depressed. Anyway, out of the sadness and into
suicide
the blood...
booth, Futurama.
Oh, yeah.
They also have nets outside their buildings to catch people trying to kill themselves. Or is that China?
No, you can't kill yourself. You got to go back to work.
That's true. That's
God, that's terrible.
For.
Anyway,
Huzzah!
So, as he's about to be murdered, which is, the person he just fired shoves him off of a train platform into an oncoming train.
As one does.
Time literally pauses itself as the man's literally in mid-fall about to be hit by the train.
As will
by God, or as this businessman calls him, Being X.
Ooh.
Now, the businessman, being an atheist, refuses to believe that Being X is a god, and goes on to rationally explain Being X away as some kind of fourth-dimensional creature that the human mind can't comprehend.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, the other thing is, Being X doesn't appear in any kind of physical form. He jumps and possesses different people while time is paused. Whatever person he's, controlling at the time can talk.
So he's basically Professor X.
More or less. He's also been able to do this with other things besides people. He's done it with animals. He's done it with... literally, he did it with a nutcracker at one point.
I don't mean to wax atheist here, but why is God always such a weak, crappy, terrible God?
Oh, well, you haven't let me finish. He's not done.
Uh-oh.
Anyway,
God.
This rationality that our businessman comes up to, it confuses Being X, as he doesn't truly understand why humans themselves have seemed to be losing faith as they've gained more technology and science.
Mm-hmm.
So, what he then decides to do after the businessman starts explaining the idea of explaining the idea of why, in which he more or less says something along the lines of humans only ever pray to a god or believe in a god when they're in danger or their life is threatened. To which Being X takes this literally and says, well, if that's the case, if I were to put you in danger and threaten your life, would you believe in me? Then Being X allows the businessman to die and reincarnates him in an alternate reality. he reincarnates him in a place called, or in a place that's essentially World War One, but where the main differences are magic exists, and names have been changed, such as Germany being called the Empire at that point.
See, I appreciate the creativity of all this stuff, but sometimes it just seems like they had a dartboard of ideas, and they were just like, World War One, God, yeah.
Oh, it gets weirder. It gets weirder.
It does get weirder.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they had more things on the dart. I'm sure they had tons of darts.
And yeah, in all the times you mentioned the plot, you never said the title character. It's the Saga of Tanya the Evil. You never mentioned anybody named Tanya in any of your guesses.
No, he didn't, although he had the name.
Okay.
I mean, I assume that that's just some made-up name that had nothing to do with the rest of the series.
No.
Wow, that's good for them.
The man's reborn as a newborn named Tanya Degerchel.
Girl.
Here's the stipulation, right? Here's the stipulation for getting this reincarnation. Tanya needs to either die a natural death and or start believing in God. Otherwise, she will never be reincarnated again, and you have to assume that her soul goes to hell or some other limbo. Someplace horrible.
It's funny because it's true.
So this 35-year-old businessman is now a 9-year-old girl.
Well, he was actually born normally. He was born as a baby.
Oh, born...
But the series starts up as I believe she's preteen, so I believe she's either like 9 or somewhere between 9 and 12. I don't remember exactly the age. But she's very young, is
and
the point.
He was the happiest Japanese businessman in the world.
No, she is quite sadistic from what I've seen.
Very much so.
Well, yeah, that's girls.
Well, now Tanya was born to a very, very poor orphanage. She was born and left in an orphanage that was very, very poor at an extremely young age. And the world she was born into, like I said, it's World War One. It's riddled with war. Nobody's a good side in this.
Good times.
The other thing that I mentioned, magic exists. Now, I don't know if I personally call this magic. The closest we get to that is just like random mystical colored circles showing up at certain points. But the powers seem to be more along the lines of like psychokinesis.
So I call that the ability to move.
The ability to move objects with your mind.
I thought Tanya put up a shield of some kind in episode 1.
She might have, but that's still technically psychokinesis. Because if she's stopping things from moving.
Okay.
Because the only things we ever see the magic actually do is it allows them to fly with the assistance of certain armors and suits that help harness that magic.
And it allows them to dance.
Pendants as well. Dance in the sky while they're shooting muskets at each other. Trying to stab each other with bayoneted muskets.
The dartboard. They were like, well, let's muskets, dancing, sky. Write it.
Well, to be fair, all that stuff is World War I related so far.
Oh, I remember that part of World War I when we danced.
Like that was the technology of the time, barring the magic parts.
Yeah.
But the only 3 things I've seen it do, like you said, there was a shield at one point, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Which again could be visual representation of just the idea of a force around Tanya stopping things from moving toward her.
Mm-hmm.
The other has been accelerating her own rounds within her musket or rifle or whatever she has at the time, whatever weapon.
To cause like enormous explosions.
To cause extreme velocity, weaponry, extreme velocity bullets.
And
her flight.
She's got Jean Grey's powers, Gambit's powers.
Well, she's not causing anything to explode. She's just speeding them up.
Okay, all right. She's got the Invisible Woman's powers.
She doesn't disappear.
Well, she's got the shield, though. I mean,
assuming it's a shield at all, it could just be, a mental force.
Like Professor X.
So she's a Jedi.
Could be.
Kind of.
Not Sith Lord, probably closer.
Yeah, because she is evil.
So she
It's
wears
in the
The
that
title.
title
black.
doesn't say it.
It's in the title, man.
Well, yeah, but that could be. They could just be fooling with you.
Anyway, Tanya was born with a large amount of magical power within her, which, as we see in episode 2, she was actually tested by military people, as they are always on the lookout for new mages to add to their battalions. So Tanya got the chance to go into this at a very young age, at, like I said, between 9 and 12. She got the opportunity to join the military. Now, here's the thing. She's living in squalor in this orphanage, right? She doesn't want to live like this if she can help it. So she thinks, okay, the best way to get out of this, especially if I remember right, the orphanage was in a place that is a very, very terrible area that will get bombed. Because Tanya has memories of her previous life. So if she's applying her knowledge of World War I to the current, timeline, that orphanage is going to get destroyed. It will be wiped off the map because of the war.
Good.
So where else is a safe place to go? How about joining the military?
Yeah, the idea for Tanya is, well, I'm going to get out of this shithole. I'm going to join the military. And if I manage to get an honorable discharge, I can sit quietly behind the front lines, way at the back, and just enjoy life.
See, why can't...
Or move up the ranks fast enough to be lieutenant and then corporal and then...
That was never her original plan.
Oh.
That changed because of certain, let's just say extra-dimensional help changed those plans.
Oh.
As you saw in the first episode, she tried to almost self-destruct herself, Brandon.
Oh.
Her whole entire plan was to get an honorable discharge by self-sacrifice.
Oh, I must have missed that part or read it incorrectly.
If you remember at the end of that episode, she gets a war medal for her thing and an upgrade in the ranks.
Oh.
So it backfires. Her original plan was the discharge, and it backfired.
Oh.
Now, in this case, Being X didn't get involved, but in other cases, he does. For instance, there's a point where she's testing out, experimental military equipment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, Being X gives the scientist behind it, because the guy's experiments are failing for a while, he gives the guy inspiration. He, shows him what needs to be done in a dream. To which the scientist then creates it, and it's a new type of pendant given to Tanya. Tanya is then forced to test it out, and as she's flying, she realizes that the pendant is going to fail. If she tries to use it, it will explode and kill her.
Oh.
And in her mind, Being X says the only way this pendant works is if you invoke the name of God. If you pray to me, then this will work.
Oh.
So anytime she wants to use her powers or this pendant, she needs to pray to God.
So Being X is kind of a dick.
Oh yeah, he's a dick.
So
he is gonna force her to believe in him as a god, even if it kills her. Or it will kill her, is what I should say. Or it will kill her.
So
you guys realize none of this is real, right? And that this can't happen.
Oh, I know, but it's interesting to see someone struggle with their theology.
Yeah, but it's all just... Why can't they just make animes about people enjoying lemonade in the country,
Oh, they have those.
Yeah.
It's called Slice of Life, and it's very, very boring.
Ooh.
Because you could just be doing those same things yourself.
Yeah, but
why are you watching someone else do it?
I could write this story myself too if you gave me
You could
lots
write
of
it,
drugs.
but you couldn't watch it. You couldn't see somebody else doing this.
Yeah, I don't think I want to.
Yeah, but just judging by what you're saying, I think a good twist would be to find out that Being X is some sort of demon.
Well, that's more or less what Tanya believes. Not that it's a god, but an extra-dimensional being. I mean, if you really want to go along the lines of theology and bring in demons as a thing, sure, but then where's the real God?
Hmm.
He is dead. God is dead. Being X lives.
Well, then in which case Tanya's right to be an atheist because God doesn't exist anymore.
Yep. That's the moral. Case closed.
Huh.
As I was saying, like, old habits also die hard. See, as a businessman, Tanya was extremely ruthless and would cut anyone out that wasn't meeting the par for the company, if not exceeding the par. Hence why the man who was fired for barely being under par tried to murder him. And ultimately succeeded.
So he's the hero of the story. The guy who
He's
murders...
our quote-unquote hero, yes. To the point where when she's training people, she puts them at gunpoint to make them do what they need to do.
The American way.
She is evil. She is ruthless. She is scary.
She puts proficiency above everything else.
Can she...
anything that'll get her goal is what she will do.
Can she put me in a corner?
Oh, God. She will put you in a corner, put a bullet in your head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and all of her superiors are...
That's the sweet spot.
Like, you don't have to be that rough, and she just, like...
Not quite. You're not quite right. Seeing only episode 1, only one person is against her doing that.
Okay.
It gets to the point where she even convinces her own company, just because of her success rate, that she is good at what she does, even if she doesn't seem to care.
Oh.
They follow her unconditionally because of her success rate, because she's good at what she does.
Woo,
in fact,
success rate.
We even at the end of season 1 get the whole Battle of the Bulge, I believe. And it gets to the point where Tanya changes the flow of the battle by taking out enemy communications.
So does she change the flow of history too?
Well, that's the thing. Until then, history was going along the same lines. Once that hit, things started changing.
Oh.
It forced the UK version in this reality to start looking towards an armistice, which is similar to what happened in World War I of our world. And the same thing ends up happening where the armistice is a falsity. It's not going to happen because the French, who they had just taken over, are going to move to a different area and start building up more armies again to come back.
Not if Wonder Woman stops them.
No, she won't. Trust me. Ares isn't here.
She's a woman. No wonder.
I'm the only one that didn't see Wonder Woman yet.
That's sexist.
Just like other Brandon's the only one that didn't see Spider-Man yet.
That's Spiderist.
Hey, look, if I want to kill a spider, I'll kill a spider.
You, I don't know.
Go on.
There's something you are. I don't know if it's
insect
racist.
hater.
Yeah, that.
But that's not right.
No spiders aren't insects.
Yeah, you're wrong. I'm not an insect hater.
You
arachnid hater.
Arachnid.
But I don't hate all arachnids. I think ticks are just fine, man. Those are arachnids.
Well, you're wrong.
Oh my god, the tick.
Yeah.
Big blue tick.
New tick show coming out.
I don't know how I feel about that being live action.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. There's another live action show that existed a while back that had like 10 episodes that was pretty good with Patrick Warburton as the tick.
I think I remember seeing 1 or 2 of those.
It was okay. It was better than what this looks like.
Anyway.
In my opinion.
The series has a lot of twists and turns, and a lot of ways Being X really screws over Tanya's plans by putting her in more and more danger to try and force her to believe in God. There are plenty of times where Tanya walks into a church, stares at a statue that's supposed to be depicting God, and raises her rifle and is extremely close to shooting it on multiple occasions. There's a lot of inner struggle with the whole theology of, is this real, is this not? Am I still going to be an atheist and refuse to believe in this, regardless of what's happening to me?
Well, I mean, even if she then chooses to believe in God, she's believing in a God that wastes his time torturing one person so maliciously forever.
Well, there's
I don't know if that's really winning for God, you know?
I don't know if he's so much tormenting her as the whole idea of testing her. I mean, you look back through the Bible, there's plenty of those. Look how long Jesus had to like sit down and suffer without food, water, or drink.
Wise, though. Word to the wise. When someone's telling you they're testing you and you're chained up in their basement, they're usually just raping you for their amusement. Just that's my experience.
Okay.
Let me also add in this little tidbit as well, because God also gets in contact with someone else. Aside from, just screwing over Tanya, he also gives that extra strength to other users on the other side.
Oh.
In fact, there was a point where they were going in to take out a fort, and Tanya personally kills this one guy and takes his rifle for herself. Because it's like, in her words, like, oh, this is a nice rifle. And she just keeps it. The guy ends up showing up like 2 episodes later, having been nursed back to health, and you see the glow in his eyes that happens when you start using magic in this world. And he actually spouts some kind of like godly line, like something referencing God. I forget what it is exactly, but he comes back stronger and far more determined to kill Tanya than ever.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh yeah. Well, is it not good? Tanya's evil.
Yeah,
but Tanya's the protagonist.
Protagonist in quotes.
Okay, in quotes.
I don't know if she's the antagonist and we're just following her instead.
So is God gonna make her pregnant with another of his babies that's actually him who has to die so that he can live thing?
I doubt it.
Be cool.
He's just gonna send a whole bunch of people to try to kill Tanya.
I feel like he should go back to the whole having sex with underage girls and impregnating them with himself thing. That seems like better usage of time. Not
that sounds more like the pagan gods rather than,
deity.
That sounds more like Zeus's thing.
I mean, they all like it.
God of War 7, Kratos versus the pagan gods.
I mean, why not? We got Norse coming up in 4.
Yeah, that's why I said 7. Give 3 to the Norse and then the pagans.
To be fair, pagans is just a broad term.
Oh, okay.
It kind of refers to anyone that had multiple gods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's basically like the Christians were like, hey, you not Christian person, you're a filthy pagan devil worshiper.
Exactly.
Freak. Good times.
So, Andrew, what you think about this? Any good? Any not good?
I mean, I'm sure it's interesting emotionally. Like when I was at the shore, the movie Look Who's Talking was on, and I appreciate that movie for how well it's able to push the buttons of women of the late 80s who had just had children, which was my mother and was your mother's. And so I just appreciate that aspects of the movies. So I appreciate how this can probably play with the theologies and ideas, but it just seems like a stretch in pieces.
Okay, we're gonna start something new here. From a non-anime fan, how willing would you be to watch this? Let's just say 1 episode.
I would argue 2, just so that you get the full impact in this, at least in this one's case.
I would first ask, how long is an episode?
Half an hour.
22 minutes.
All right, yeah, I could watch 2 episodes. If I saw it on Netflix though and read that description, I most likely wouldn't click on it though. I'm not a.
Okay, so more of a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd go with a 2-2. I'd wear a tutu.
Okay.
I'm wearing a tutu right
Personally,
now.
I love this series. I recommend anyone to watch it. I recommend watching the first 2 episodes.
The series? What makes you love it?
I love the series because it gets so dark, and I've not seen a theologically based series like this before. It's a very interesting dynamic that I've not seen done.
And same with me. I've only watched episode 1 just for this podcast, and I'll probably watch the other 12.
See, I just feel like there are things where it's like, look, no one's ever done this before, and it's like, yeah, because it doesn't make any sense. But I mean, those things. That's pretty much every movie now too.
Gotta put your sense of disbelief on the back burner, man.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
I'm just saying, if it had successful light novels and successful manga, both of which are still going on, then you could say that it's somewhat of a good idea.
Transformers 5?
Yes, but this is
I
the
res-
first of its
I
kind
rescind
rather
my
than
thought.
a fifth sequel.
I rescind my thought.
All right, Brandon, you're
just-
out of the corner. Andrew, you're not in the corner. Perhaps the corner will return in a future episode, but I think that's it for this time. We've gone far too long.
Hey, let's hear
Yes.
it for the corner. Woo.
Yay!
job,
Go
corner.
corner! Woo!
It's not easy being 90
Okay.
degrees.
Yep. Sorry for the longer-ish episode, maybe after editing.
You know they liked it.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah,
and long.
hopefully it's not that long after editing. So,
Yeah, I'll clip the good parts out.
oh, main Brandon, signing off. See you next week.
Other Brandon, out of here.
And the I'll figure it out later. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.